Cricbuzz Comm Box at the halfway stage of the Delhi innings, 79 for 2 after the worst possible start, losing Prithvi Shaw off the very first ball of a searing Jofra Archer over. But it looked like Delhi didn't mind. It looked like they were in such a good headspace that they were able to shrug that off. And the captain and Shikhar Dhawan have taken them to 79 for 2. Yes, that too after the loss of Ajinkya Rahane, also to Jofra Archer. We did a lot of a build-up to Prithvi Shaw, but let's start with the positives first. Shikhar Dhawan, it looked like a car in overdrive.
Yeah, he's batting beautifully. He plays these innings 2 or 3 times during a tournament. When he takes the lead, I've seen it a couple of times with Warner at Hyderabad, where most times Warner goes off and lets Shikhar build an innings. The odd day, suddenly Shikhar will go off. And I think it's very lucky for Delhi that he's chosen a day to go off, or rather he's managed a day to go off like a racer car when they were 10 for 2 in the third over. So very, very important. I mean, Archer was steaming in. You now see the difference that a good third seamer makes or a good second seamer makes. If this is Delhi, there's Nokia at the other end. If this is Mumbai, there's Bolt or Pattinson at the other end. Here's Archer carrying it all by himself. You know, he needed to bowl from both ends. He's bowled 2 overs, 2 for 5, and the team has recovered to 79 for 2 and all set for a 170, 175 kind of score.
It's a bit of an I told you so scenario, Harsha. We talked about this at the start. What's the support they're going to get Kartik Tyagi, Jaydev Unadkat, Ben Stokes, couple of no balls, just not look good. Obviously, Shreyas Gopal and Rahul Tewati could pull it back a little, but those seamers are so crucial and they're not getting that support. So Delhi will be delighted with this.
And see what happened in overs 5 and 6. Right? The Archer effect was in the first 4 overs. He's bowled 2 out of the first 4. Delhi are 20 for 2 after 4. That's a fantastic start. Then suddenly the pressure eases off. You get sort of backup seamers coming along and you get 27 runs of the next 2 overs. And suddenly the advantage of the first 2 is gone. So I think going ahead from here, they'll be hoping that the spinners can do something, because you can see Stokes. Look, it's not easy. He's coming out of virtually no practice into the toughest league in the world. So, and there's no, he can't just ease into it by bowling, just 2 or 3 overs here and there. So the spinners have to do well, and Unadkat has to bowl a very good second spell. Otherwise, they're looking at 175 at least.
But to be fair, even if you look at Stokes at his best, you would really classify him in this format as more of a batting all-rounder who can contribute with the ball as maybe a 4th or 5th seamer. But in this context, you still need Unadkat and a Kartik Tyagi to be saying that if Jofra is up there, let's try and get as close to him as possible.
Absolutely. Going ahead from here on, in whatever format he plays, Stokes will always be a batting all-rounder. But I think he can push himself to say, in test match cricket, I bowl 1, maybe 2 spells in a day. In 50 overs cricket, occasionally I do 10 overs, but I'm giving you 6, 7 overs. But here, in order to keep that string alive, I must bowl 4 overs. And he's good enough to bowl 4 overs. He must back himself. Look, today he's gone, 2 overs, 24. So, I mean, he's not going to bowl a lot more unless they need an experienced bowler at the death. So, I think that today's game is a great example of how Rajasthan are struggling. Unless the leg spinners do well, I am afraid they're looking at 175, 180.
And the problem is now, even if the leg spinners are effective, you've got a couple of set batsmen. One side, the locomotive or the car, whatever we give Shikhar Dhawan. The other side, he could not have found a better foil in Shreyas Iyer, who's seen how well he's going. And whenever he gets the chance, bat a single, all over to you, Shikhar.
Yeah, look, he's already got to run a ball. And he's had opportunity to play 28 balls to go run a ball with the team going just under 8, because Shikhar is 50 of 30. So now Shreyas is fit, is ready to convert this into a 50, 60 of his own. And the moment he converts his 50, 60 of his own, you're already looking at a total of 150, 160, and then ready for Stoinis to come and apply the finishing kick. They're looking very good at the moment, Delhi.
Well, I can tell you, even as we spoke and we were trying to see if the leg spinners perhaps could do something, Shreyas Gopal has just been deposited into the 3rd tier and by Shikhar Dhawan. So it's just an indication that he's going and he's looking good, perhaps even for 3 figures.
And wouldn't that be great? Because he's doing it at the right strike rate too. I mean, most times in a T20 game, you get 100. That means you've got 100 in 60, 65 balls. You don't get to face more than those anyway, so you've done fine. But if he can, it'll be brilliant for Delhi as well, because it'll mean that another key component of their batting is in form. He's already in form. So I think Delhi already happy with Shikhar. But he has this ability to just go off another gear. So 170, 180 they get, I think that's enough for Delhi.
Yep, that was going to be my next question. You answered it already. With the likes of Stoinis to come, you'd reckon 180 is on the cards. Thank you, Harsha. We will be looking at how much they can possibly get, and then you've got the likes of Rabada and Nokia to be defending that kind of a total. So it's all Delhi at the moment. We'll see if things turn around and wrap it all up on My 11 Circle presents Cricbuzz Live.